visit to Yad Vashem. What are your thoughts coming out of there today?
Well, it's a very depressing experience. I mean, a fantastic experience which I would fully recommend that people should do, but at the same time it's hard to to think about other things really. You know, the memorial and the museum is so well presented, and the documentation of everything that happened, you know, from the start of the war right through to the final solution, it's brought home to you so vividly. For me, I guess to some extent even more than Auschwitz. So it's very, very sobering, a lot to think about, and something which I think everyone should do.
Yes, well, I've been here before. It's my third time here, but that doesn't in any way dull the impact that this place makes. It's an extraordinary record of an extraordinary catastrophe that happened before and during the Second World War. So I'm very pleased that we brought a party of people here today, and I'm extremely happy that football and the Football Association have done doing so much to educate people about the Holocaust. And of course this fits in with our wider programme of anti-discrimination and respect and all those things. So I'm very, very proud that we've been here today, but it is an incredibly impactful place.
You know, you start right at the very beginning, and before the Nazis decided upon a final solution, when the killing really started in mass, and you're taken right the way through. There's lots of testimonies, lots of videos, incredible pictures, very, very harrowing pictures. I mean, even very harrowing videos towards the end of the world. And of course the big question that you always ask is, how could it happen? How could so many people have, you know, allowed it to happen? But there you are.
It's a tremendous history in a sense that it records the rise of Nazism in Germany, what happened, how it developed, how a policy was set up by the Nazi regime, and then how it was implemented in the most extraordinary, efficient way, and how millions of people were scientifically murdered, and people from across Europe, from Western Europe, you know, from France and Holland and Spain and Portugal, right across to Germany, then right across Eastern Europe, massively so in Poland, where 3 million out of 3.3 million people were killed, an extraordinary statistic, and then going right across into Russia once the Nazis invaded Russia. So it was something on a huge scale, and something that was carried out with 20th century science. You know, this was mechanical murder carried out in a highly scientific way.
Well, I've been very lucky. You know, I was born after the war, and you know, lived through, at least as an Englishman, living on English soil or travelling abroad, but always as an English citizen, English resident. You know, we've been spared the horrors of war, which my parents weren't and my grandparents weren't. And for the Jewish people, it must be something incredible. It must be an incredible burden, I think, to know that this has happened to your people. And I don't know how they deal with it, quite honestly. It must be very, very difficult.
And so important that it's not forgotten. You know, history must never be allowed to repeat itself. And I think again that therefore that the educational nature of what we're trying to do here, you know, puts football in a very good light.
As I say, it's been a very poignant experience, and in some ways I'm glad I've done it, but it hasn't made me feel happier, that's for sure.